make a nice smooth even cut with this super sharp Gerber blade here. Try not to leave too much of a stub there. It might just invite the next nail or rock or whatever. That work, you think?
I think you're good, Randy. I'll go start the compressor.
Alright, we'll see if we can hold any air. How about that, folks? Slicker than deer guts on a doorknob right there. My buddy Jim Posowitz, who passed away recently, I was doing a piece at his ceremony, and I looked up all the old stories he sent me and all the advice and emails and books that he'd written in little inside covers for me, and he said, you know, when you're heading to the pearly gate, St. Peter isn't looking for diplomas, awards, or medals. He's looking for scars. Well, this damn truck is getting into the pearly gates pretty easily, I think. God bless you, Jim. Well, if you like smoke, we got it in spades today. Man, is it smoky. There's some springs here. I thought we'd be able to glass these hillsides. Have all these springs in them, but I don't know if we're going to be able to see anything. Might be one of those plans that sound better than they actually are. Oh well. We're gonna give it a whirl. So we've got 5 young bucks. The biggest is a 3-point, about 20 inches wide, about 12 inches tall. I'm sure some people are wondering, well, why aren't you going after them? Well, once you hunt archery mule deer for about 2 days, you quickly realize you let them go to their beds. You never go after them when they're on their feet, because by the time you'd go do this, they'd be who knows where you'd lose sight of them. You let them get in their day bed, let the thermals do their thing, and then you go after them. So hopefully they stay bedding on this northern flank here, so we'll be able to keep an eye on them. If they drop in and around one of these basins, we'll lose them, and then it's crapshoot. We've seen 16 deer from right here already in a half hour, but just need antlers, and we need them to bed someplace where we can go make a stock once they lay down for the day. We have 2 hunters way up there on the ridge, on the skyline. We heard them drive by at like 4:15 this morning. They wanted to beat us to the top. But we have 5 bucks up in this drought right here. But 3 of them have disappeared. And I don't think that's their full day bed. It's too early in the day, so we're gonna keep watching, looking, and see if they appear. Should we go to a different location?
Might as well.
Go explore. I mean, it's not like we're knocking them dead here. You know, if there were bucks bedded on every ridge, I'd probably say, boy, we don't want to leave this spot. Let's lay claim to this. But in fact, the 5 bucks we saw, we lost sight of when they got on that ridge. just sitting here staring at the dead grass isn't knocking it out of the park. I think some people would say, Randy, that's a strikeout. But you know, you got to strike out to hit a few home runs. So I have zero hesitations about striking out once in a while. You know, that's how you hit home runs. You know, if you're just standing up there to bunt every time, well, that's not me. Even bunters strike out. But they never hit any home runs.
That's true.
Well, we just spent about an hour driving into this spot, and we thought, oh, this looks good. Looks a lot like the spot where we saw a lot of deer this morning, even though we didn't see many bucks. Well, we get in here and there's hundreds of sheep, domestic sheep. The sheep herder, he's got his dogs moving the sheep around, and you can see this ground is just full of sheep tracks, sheep droppings, and pretty much scoured the landscape. I've seen it a lot worse than this with sheep before. But my experience is deer move when sheep come in. So that could explain why where this allotment fence runs kind of east and west, but this south part where all the sheep are, that might explain why we saw so many deer this morning, even down lower. I suspect these sheep might have caused them to migrate or just move over there to the next allotment where there aren't any sheep. I can't explain it, and maybe it's anecdotal, maybe it's not scientific, but where I see sheep, I don't see deer. Where I see sheep, I don't see anything. Cattle and deer I see mix pretty good. Cattle and elk seem to just move a little ways away, but nothing seems to relocate wildlife like sheep. So, now we got to figure out what we're doing. Maybe we'll backtrack and we'll go way north instead of come south like we did. See what the deal is there. Welcome to the lands of multiple use, right? That's part of the deal. You ever do something that you say, what was I thinking? It could be one of those what was I thinking moments. Well, it's about a little before 3, getting smoky again. Scott already hiked up there. I told him I needed like 20-minute nap. I did. Figure the middle of the day is the time to do that. So we'll see what we got for deer. It's deep and nasty here, but you know what? Sometimes that's where they're at. So tag along.
I haven't seen anything, but that's not saying much because the connection between my eyes and my brain does not work as good as some people when it comes to glassing. It really looks good. And I don't doubt there's some deer in here, but I haven't seen anything yet. I, started at the top because I would have loved. You can see some of this stuff on the top where, see a buck skylighted under a mahogany bush, but haven't seen anything yet. Let's find some deer. Working on that.
Yeah, I was just sitting here talking to Scott, and out in the middle of this hillside that we've looked at 100 times, all of a sudden there's a little forky buck standing there. He must have been bedded somewhere nearby, and I just didn't see him, but as small as he is, he could hide behind not much vegetation. I'm gonna let him go. I could sneak around this side and intersect him, but I don't know. I see how tough the deer are doing here. I don't need to go shoot a forky. He's now made it through the toughest year of his life. He's a year and a half, little over a year old. Once they make it through that, he has the possibility to grow to be older. So I'm gonna let him go. We've got some daylight left, but in these back corners here, there's no way we're getting to one if we see it. And I gotta hike out of here. And then we've got a long, nasty drive through some rock piles and thick brush that I don't really care to do in the headlights. 3 does and 1 little forky. So we're gonna move out of here, get going, and hope for better luck tomorrow. Because tomorrow is our last full day. If we're gonna pull the rabbit out of the hat, we better start organizing our day a little better. Hey Scott, what do you want for dinner? Tacos or spaghetti? Tacos, okay. Jonathan, you good with tacos?
Sounds good.
All right. All you people who know that Hank Shaw teases me about this stuff, eat your heart out. We're doubling down on it today, Hank. Since you aren't here to help us, once I boil this out of here, it'll be Taco Wednesday here. Okay, folks. These are, people get mad when I call them tacos because they're made with mild taco seasoning from the Piggly Wiggly in International Falls, Minnesota, which is not considered true tacos. But the good news is it's a Colorado bull elk I shot last year, rolled a clip, that we packed out with a bunch of llamas from 12,000 feet, and had some of it made into burger. But no self-righteous Finlander would put any of this kind of stuff on there. That stuff will kill you. What the hell is it? Salsa picante hot sauce. Tapatio. Knock yourself out. They say if you're a real burrito taco guy, you know how to fold one of these. I don't give a damn. I just want to eat it. I don't care how it gets folded or used. So I do it like Taco Hell style. Just roll it around, mush it up a little bit, and there you go. Elk tacos, if you want to call them tacos. Really good, too. Some of you are probably wondering why I'm getting finalized here in the cabin tonight, or in Scott's camper. It's because I'm tired of fighting the scorpions. Last night, 3 scorpions ran out from underneath my cot. The first time I thought Jonathan, the camera guy here, I thought he was jerking my chain. He said, a scorpion just ran past you. Well, then the next one stopped right next by my foot when he told me about it. And then another one ran by after I killed the one by my foot. So, we're late in the hunt here. We got tomorrow as our last full day, so we can't be limping around with scorpion bites and having anaphylactic shock and all kinds of other stuff. So Anyhow, tomorrow's the last full day. We're gonna give her the sauce tomorrow. We got a plan. We aren't letting the audience know what it is, but Jones came up with a hell of a plan. Wouldn't want to be a deer tomorrow.
Well, it's the last full day of the hunt. The temps are a lot colder. It's 40 degrees right now. What do you say we kill a deer today? Jonathan's like, yeah, about time. I'm with you, man. Let's do it. We're way up here high where we were when we stalked those 6 the first day. We're up at 8,700 feet. And I'm going to go over here and see if I can find any deer moving. Hopefully the wind doesn't blow with it. Yeah. 40 degrees because I didn't bring my heavy duty clothes for this trip. Well, Scott, we have like a 25-degree temperature change from when we were up here 3 days ago.
I'm feeling it.
I wish the deer were feeling it and running around, but I guess I can't complain. I've only been sitting here for about 10 minutes and I've already found 4 does. But I don't want any does.
No.
I'm looking for bucks. We'll see. This place got hunted pretty hard the last few days by that other group of guys. I don't know if they've pushed them one way or the other. Well, the sun has finally cracked over the horizon of the mountains here. Scott's over there glassing a different direction. And so far, I have counted 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 does and no bucks. Usually the bucks are higher, so we're at the very crest of the mountain range. But not today, at least not here. We do have a huge passel of sheep heading our way. It looks like just a wave of white, I don't know what you'd call it, white cotton balls coming across the landscape. What is that? Oh, imagine that. Another feral horse. Plenty of those. Oh, here comes Mr. Jones. Where are the bucks?
I don't know. Well, there was one little spiky down there.
What I'm gonna do, Scott, I'm gonna take my butt pad and my spotter and go like a half mile up over, you know, that hill we climbed up a little bit. So I can
You
get,
can see this side.
then I can glass down in there. Stuff we can't see from up here.
Yeah.
See what we can do. I'll be eyeballing over here. If I see you doing jumping jacks and burpees, I'll know to come running on over here.
Well, we're not seeing any bucks in this area at all. Just one spike. Randy's over on another hillside glassing. I'm gonna run over and check and see what he's finding.
Now I've seen, let's see, 2 does, a spike, 3 3x3s in this group, and then another group that went over the hill, around the corner. There were 4 bucks in that group, 2 spikes, and 2 really small 3x3s, like hardly 3x3s. And now Jonathan and Scott have seen, how many? 4 deer up there, Scott? 4 bucks up there. And a doe, I said. So the problem we're gonna have with these ones down here The 3 bucks bedded in a stockable location. There's a string of mahoganies coming right down to them. But 2 does bedded about 50 yards up above them. So if I wait for the thermal to start coming uphill, obviously then I'm going to be coming from up above them. And I'm going to run into those 2 does. I've been here eyeballing these deer for 3 hours now, and they finally went to sleep or bedded down. I'm taking a 15-minute nap. I'm gonna go get my pack and make a loop over there.
It's not an ideal situation, but it's best we got, so good luck.
Well, given how these deer are bedded and oriented, it's gonna take a big stroke of luck, but I know what the luck is if we don't go. So off we go. It's so cold today and we got such a strong west wind, we really don't have the normal uphill afternoon thermal. But we don't have any other way to do it, so I'm gonna loop around, stay on this side of the ridge, see if we can get a stalk in there. Freaking albino. It's albino. I don't know, maybe it's not albino, but it's white. Its eyes are dark. So it's not. At first I thought it was an albino, but it's not. Its nose is black, its eyes are black. It's just the whitest colored deer I've ever seen. There's another one bedded behind it, a nice 3-point. The wind is blowing from us to them. There's no way they're looking at us, they know we're here, so that's not an option now. The one in the back is not that 3-point. The one in the back is a great big monstrous 4-point. I can't tell when he's looking straight on. He might be that 3x3. He's just a bigger, way bigger bodied deer than the rest of them. I'm gonna drop down here and see if I can get a look at Scott. The wind is not favorable for what we're trying to do here. You gotta be kidding me. Another little buck. Don't tell me this is those 4 little ones that were up here earlier. We thought had moved off. There, they're running. I'm gonna go over here where I can see Scott. Scott said he'd set up his chair, whatever direction we should be going. Well, he put his chair way back behind him, which tells me he sees these deer. These 5 that already have us winded. And now those 2 little bucks ran right through where the other ones were bedded, so I'm gonna step up here where Scott should be able to see me. in Nevada, radios are legal. I guess that's what I get for not owning a pair of radios. I could call and say, hey Scott. But I don't like radios, so I don't use them. I'd rather do hand signals, even though it's far less effective. Just don't like the whole idea behind it. Yeah, I see that. He wants us to go after those ones. So that must mean these ones are going. We're in a circle. We're going to climb out of here and get up on top above those and see if we can see what they do when they come out. We're going to be sweating it by the time we get up there. But at least we know where those 5 are. If they're still there, we'll get out of their sight and out of their wind cone. So we made a big loop around this peak. Came all the way around, probably, a mile loop. Now we're up above them and our wind is going that way. And they're down here, so we're like perpendicular to them. Hopefully they're still there. And if they are, hopefully we'll see them coming out to feed this afternoon or this evening, because the shadows will hit this side first. So they should be up earlier than normal. Plus it's cool today. Now if I can just find a place to sit that isn't a cactus. Shadows are just about where we want them. Another 10 minutes we're gonna, as long as the wind stays good. I want to make a loop around that way so that if the thermal does start going down, we're that way from them and then we can come back this way. Must have snuck out or something, or they're just not getting up out of their beds. Scott's way over there still looking down. I don't know if those other deer are still there. Oh, we got a really fat forky right here, about 250 yards away. A hiker just walked right past him and he stood there. I don't know. Last evening, we need him to step behind a tree so we can make some movement. Because right now he'd see us if we went walking along this hillside here. Well, folks, we're out of time. Peace, little boy. He's a forky with the little knob out on the other end. I bet you if you polish that velvet off his antler, he'd be a 3-point on one side. But, well, these deer obviously weren't here. If they were, they went some other direction. So, we're going to head back to the truck. Hopefully Marcus has something to show for his efforts, because I didn't even put an arrow on a string this time, let alone a shot. Whatever happened to those ones down there?
They're still down there.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw me. I'd moved the chair every once in a while because they got out of where you last saw them, and they came about 100 yards towards me and bedded down again. Well, fed for a while and then bedded down. Then they got up and fed all the way over to where it starts to go back up. and well, one of them did, and down a little more, and then they turned around and started feeding up. So that's why I was moving the chair to let you know if you did go to Stalking, but it was a long ways down.
Yeah, and this isn't as steep as that. And when we first started on that stalk there, where those two little bucks came over this way, I don't know if you saw them, but we busted two bucks that ran right into the middle of where those ones were bedded. Oh. It's so noisy. It's so steep, and it's all rock that big, and it's just.
Oh yeah, no, I don't doubt it.
So that's why when I saw how noisy it was, and I thought we busted all of those, I'm like, all right, we're gonna make a loop. We're gonna go around.
They were looking up, and then they ended up getting up and walking over a little bit, and then they laid back down. They just ate a little bit and laid back down.
We get to thinking that we got it all figured out. If you want to get a little bit of humble pie, come chase Archery mule deer in Nevada on some of these easy to draw tags. No sit in water, spot and stock with a camera guy.
Oh, well, the moon is just about full now. No smoke today. I wonder what the deal is there. Wind changed direction.
Must have been, yeah.
Fires go out. What the deal
I
is.
don't think they went out.
I doubt it. When you go with Jones, he brought 72 brats for 3 of us on one trip. Well.
We can always throw them away.
No.
I'll take them.
That's why
I'll take them.
I'm having one. Always a fun to start here in Nevada. Today I think I figured out what it was, or yesterday and today, what it is about these Nevada mule deer hunts that intrigue me, and it's just the mental mind games that come with really challenging hunts. How do you keep yourself focused? How do you not let all the doubts creep in? And that's a daily grind. That's the hardest part of these hunts. And these really hard hunts like this, I think, make the rest of my hunts of the year a lot easier, seem easier. I won't have any hunt this year, I don't think, that will be as mentally challenging as this hunt. And when we have success, well, then it's time for big celebration. But been a while since that happened here in Nevada. But appreciate all of you watching. I'm gonna go crash. Think about what I could have done different, what I did wrong, what I should have done more of and should have done less of. And no hunt's a failure. Some you just learn more lessons than others. So thanks for being here, folks. Appreciate y'all.
This is scorpion number 6. See that stinger right there with all that pus in it? That's the part you don't want to have zap you.
didn't pick a very good place to camp, I guess.
Yeah, Jones, what are you doing camping us in a scorpion's village here? This is a pretty big sized one here. Should we let him go?
I mean, we'll be out of here. I'd say let him do his thing. What do they eat?
I don't know. Human. Well, here, buddy. Let me put a log back over you to give you some shade. How's that? There you go.
All right, Mr. Scorpion. Just about every rock or log you turn over around here, the scorpion comes running out of there. For the 5th time in a row now, Scott's leaving an archery Nevada mule deer hunt without me having any meat to share with him.
That's all right. I mean, I always love it when you come to Nevada, but yeah. Let's go hunt some antelope in Wyoming or something.
Something like that.
Okay.
Well, you got a long drive.
All right.
Drive safe.
All right. Love you, buddy.
Thanks, Scott. Take care. Love you too. how would I say? You can never overvalue the value of friends. Especially guys who you've been, he's seen me in my worst and he's probably never seen me at my best, but in 35 years he's seen a lot of me. Thanks, Scott. Take care.
Oh, hey, buddy. How you doing, bud? Hey there, big boy. Hey, buddy. How you doing? You a sheepdog? Yeah. Bye, sheepdog.
I told the camera guy to get in here so we could miss this Nevada traffic jam. But he had to get a bunch of pictures of all these sheep. Now we gotta wait. The string of them down here is about, I don't know, 3 miles long. Camera guys.